Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to episode 16 of my Primus Daybreaker series. Today it's all about Galacticraft. It's time to go to the moon! I've already got my long johns on. It's cold up there in space. So, let's get started. Welcome to the Galacticraft room. I added an impossible object here. For some reason, though, no matter what texture I give it, it's got holes in it. Whatever algorithm it uses for wrapping a sphere doesn't do a good job on one side, and unfortunately it's the side facing the door. Doesn't matter which way you place it either. But yeah, I've got some screens, some of the display screens showing the solar system, a map that doesn't actually look like here, the world with the moon, which is either top or bottom out of view, and a station. And this I've been unable to get to link in a creative testing world. I was playing around with it. I couldn't get it to link. Well, there's the moon. I haven't tried yet because I haven't built all the parts you need for a spacesuit. What I have done is made a lot of machines. When you're getting started in Galacticraft, the first thing you'll make is this guy down here at the end, the circuit fabricator. You're going to give that diamonds, silicon, and redstone, and then redstone torches or comparators here, the two main ones you'll do. Once you give it all of these and either torches or comparators, it will generate the wafers. Redstone torches give you basic wafers, and comparators give you, not comparators, repeaters. Replace every time I said comparators in this room with the word repeater. Those give you the advanced wafers. Because you need those to make the next machine, which is the compressor. Specifically, you need the basic wafer. And some aluminum, copper, anvil. Doesn't matter how damaged the anvil is. That makes you a compressor. The compressor can be used to make these things. The compressed tin, compressed copper, compressed aluminum, steel, bronze, and the heavy-duty plate. But it takes fuel, and it's a bit slow. And here I've got some that I haven't put away yet. So once you've got this, though, the next machine needs compressed steel and compressed bronze, as well as the advanced wafer. Some more of that aluminum wire is just aluminum and wool. So once you've got this, you can make these, which are the electric compressors. The exact same thing. They compress materials. Okay, I must have had these all running. But these now do it with electrical power. They do it 2 at a time, so they're twice as fast. There we go. And I've got a bunch of them because I knew I needed to make a lot of different things. So I was dedicating each one to a different material, then I was just giving them all the same material just to get up a nice surplus. So you'll need a lot of these heavy-duty plates. Because when it comes time to build a rocket, let's go to Galacticraft. Here we go, Tier 1 rocket. Needs a lot of heavy-duty plates. 8 there, and then these recipes for the nose cone and the rocket fins and the engine all take a lot of heavy-duty plates, as well as other things that require compressed materials. Button. So I could build this right now. All I need to do is make the... Let's go ahead and do it. Let's make this thing, the NASA workbench. So 2 levers, redstone torch, crafting table. Get some redstone, get some sticks. I've got some crafting tables in here. Grab one. Need some more levers, so let's get some cobble, sticks, cobble, levers, sticks, redstone, torch. I think I just need one. Excuse me. Dry of throat. I need a beverage. I need 2 of those. I'm going to need 2 flint and steel. So let's make the flint and steels. Make the buttons. I'm going to need a bunch of those and a bunch of those. All right. Oh, I was combining. I was getting rocket parts too. What is it? Oh, an advanced wafer and some steel. All right, steel and just 1 advanced wafer. All right. So let's make the NASA workbench. Boomph. And we'll stick it down right here. There we go. Pretty cool looking thing. And into this we have to build, well, we can go ahead and place all of these. So no, those go there. Alright, so we need the nose cone, which, if I remember... Oh, I need to make another torch. So nose cone, like that. 4 rocket fins, which is steel, like that. And the heavy duty like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And then the rocket, which I really only needed to make 1. Now that goes there, there. I'm guessing like that? No. Nope. What was it? Ah, yes, I had some other things. Tin canister and the oxygen vent. So 3 tin, 1 steel. So clear that. 3 tin, 1 steel gets you that. I need some straight up tin. Tin. Here we go. 7 of that. That, yes. Gives you the tin canister. Tier 1 rocket engine craft. No. I'm missing something else. I think I got it all. Just probably doesn't like something in here. And a button. There we go. So we can put... Oh, it lost those. I guess it doesn't hold. That, and those. We have a rocket. Oops. Behold! My rocket! It's not an innuendo. Alright, let's make a launch pad. That's up here. Oh, compressed iron. I actually haven't made any compressed iron, and some blocks of iron. So let me get a whole bunch of iron. 3 of those, and 6 of those. So it takes 2 next to each other like that to make a compressed material, basic material. To make the compressed bronze, you take 1 compressed tin and 1 compressed copper next to each other, and you get the compressed bronze. To make the heavy-duty plate, it's 2 steel, 1 above the other, then 2 aluminum, 1 above the other, and then 2 bronze, 1 above the other, in the same order as these colors. So 2 steel, 2 aluminum, 2 bronze, in the top 6 slots like this. 2 steel, 2 aluminum, 2 bronze, and that gets you just 1 heavy-duty plate, I think. Alright, so I got 3 of those. So, craft that, and we have our landing pad, which I dropped. There we go. Got a spot all ready for it here, and this is a multi-block, so when you put the last one, it becomes the landing pad. Now I can put the rocket on, And we're all ready for a launch. Well, not quite ready for a launch. We need to fuel it. So for that, we're going to need a fueling machine, which is located where? Where is it? Coal generator. Fuel loader. There it is. So it's steel, canister, basic wafer, and aluminum. So I just need to get 2 aluminum, 1 basic wafer. I still have a spare canister on me, so I should be able to craft it. There it is. Now this, you want to probably face the rocket and place it right next to the landing pad. And I can't do it right like that because that is set too high. So put it like that. There we go. And it creates this extra block there to let you know that it's working. It takes power on one side and fuel on the other. And it's specific. It has to be, that has to be power and this has to be fuel, or vice versa, but I think I got that right. So for power, the usual, grab an RF exciter. I'm running out. I had so many of them to begin with. I've used a lot of them. I gotta lower that too. There we go. It's got power. It's getting power. Good. And it needs fuel, which I've heard it's a little bit buggy in generating the fuel canisters and then refining it to fuel. You create oil canisters and refine it to fuel because it's got the crude oil and then the fuel. But I went ahead and just made a RF Tools world with an ocean made out of fuel. It's very expensive, but I should still have a bedrockium drum full of fuel. This it? Yes, there it is. Now, I've learned not to put it near the rocket, just in case the rocket crashes. So I'm going to just go downward and put it way down here somewhere. Like that. And let's get some piping. So I've got a lot of the gas tubing. How much of the... Oh, here we go. This is for fluids. I got plenty. So I'm going to place the first one. I guess I'm going to have to get over to the side here so I can whack it with my configurator, which I have to get out. Configurator. And I want it to pull out. There we go. And continue running the pipe all the way up here and connect it like that. So this should be getting fuel and power, and it should be loading the rocket. Let's get in the rocket. Yeah, I saw that number appear on top and was, I don't want to launch yet. I haven't even opened the doors. I do want the key to... There we go. See the fuel. All right, it's full. Very good. Now get out of the rocket before I accidentally launch, because I don't have any breathing apparatus. And dude just came on. Dude TDC. That dude Chaos. Hey, man. And it puts me in F5 mode. So, all right, we've got the rocket. It's fueled, ready to go. That was quick. I mean, it's just the making all these materials what takes the time. So I got all that out of the way. Oh, and the display screens here, they just take the basic wafers and compressed steel and some glass, put them together and just right-click them until you get them to link up and look like what you want. Not too hard. So I can now... Oh, it's snowing. I've got a door way up at the top and one here at the bottom. The one at the bottom is basically just to remind me that the one on the top is closed. But it keeps the snow out, otherwise snow builds up down here. Actually, it shouldn't, because most of this floor is raised, and so I think the snow doesn't build up on transparent blocks either. And this is glass covers. It's about as transparent as you get. So now I just have to make my... Let's see, look in here. I need to make some oxygen tanks, breather, parachute, helmet. This is optional, but I'll get one. And then I have got to have something to generate oxygen. And for that, I'm going to use mechanism as the oxygen producer and do a little bit of piping to have it automatically fill a ender pouch with new tanks. So I can put my empties in the ender pouch and take full ones out. Very nice. So, as I said, we've got the rocket. Got a fuel tank hooked up to it down there. It's well below, should be well below the blast radius of this thing if something goes wrong. But needed a control center, so I built that over here. Used a little bit of the Open Computers 3D printing to make these vents. And to make the signs up front here. So we've got some more of the Galacticraft displays here. This one is because I now have the frequency module, the mask, parachute, but it's mainly the frequency module. And underneath here, I've got a telemetry unit. It doesn't have to be next to the monitor, but just has to be near it. And when you hit that with your telemetry unit, it will link you up. And here, as you can see, it's saying Nonsanity, Health 100. 40 beats per minute, food 95%, oxygen okay. If I jump a little bit, my beats per minute go up, and then they start to go down again. And yeah, I am slightly hungry. So we've got communications over here with a phone, and we've got the weather officer over here. I picked those two because they fit on the signs nicely. As you can see, the same telemetry unit down here is also feeding my data to this screen. So it just has to be nearby. So I really like the way this looks. My office chairs and this sort of 50s green blocky computer stuff. I really like it. I mean, it looks cool. For just such a little thing, it really gives the room a nice air. I also moved my impossible object over here, which for some reason caused it to no longer have any holes in it. Maybe that's only when it's sitting on a multi-block. I don't know. But I put one of the orreries from Decocraft here, because it seemed like a good fit. Also decorated this thing with some more of these printed 3D prints. This one is a similar vent to the one over here. They are slightly different. Put them next to each other here. Oh, yeah, this one is sideways. The only difference is at the top. That one has an extra ridge on the top, and this one doesn't. And this one has an extra vent hole. Just slight differences. But it makes them... I like that you can just customize them like that. I mean, this takes micro blocks to a whole new level. There we go. I did make a tool that will rotate these things. This is the way I originally made it, where it's sideways. But I used a little tool I wrote to rotate the text, so it's correct now. But of all this prettiness, there is one bit of ugliness, and that's over here. That's because I ripped out what I was testing. As you can see, I do have fully charged oxygen tanks. But we need to make something to charge them. So I was going to do that with you here. So I've got a project chest. Yay, project chests. Let's get everything out of there. Don't need those. Those are last. So to charge your oxygen tanks, you need an oxygen compressor. And I've got one right here. It has... Let's see if I pick this up. See, it's got a green thing over here. Oh, wrong one. That's going to connect. Good. That's the power side. This side is the side that takes the oxygen. It has to have those two. So it's got power, it's got no oxygen. I'm going to mix it, as I said in the last episode, with an electrolytic separator, which I have to place from this direction. Can I get it in here right? There we go. Because the output on the red side is oxygen. So any oxygen it makes, which it had some in it already, and is now drained into here. So we've got oxygen. But for this to run, it needs water and power. Well, it's getting its power from underneath. I've got an RF exciter down there that's connected to all this power pipe. For the water, it doesn't matter where it comes in. I'm going to use one of these lat blocks water tanks. Before I put that down, this is great. If I put that down, this is going to get water, power, it's going to make oxygen. It's dumping... Uh-oh. There we go. Strange. It should be dumping the excess hydrogen. I guess it doesn't keep that if you break it. Probably if you wrench it, it does, but I don't know. So I put down the water here. It's going to get water. It's going to vent the hydrogen and send the oxygen here. This gets power. It's going to... Any tank you put here will fill up with oxygen. But I want to automate it. Not only that, I want to be able to fill my tanks while I'm on the moon. So we're going to incorporate an ender chest. And I've got one here. I'm going to stick it right here. See, there's a hole back here, because we are going to link it like that to the back of the compressor. And we're going to also link it to the top of the compressor. Now these are the same relocators I was using in my factory out there, and I have some of these leftover extractors. They also block, but that's not a problem. So I'm going to put one down there as well. So what they're going to do is try and pull things out of this chest and stick them into the compressor. The compressor won't take full tanks. There's already 2 full tanks in there. Because it doesn't accept full tanks, this thing will not pull them out. I mean, it checks to see if there's a valid destination before it pulls anything out. This one won't take them, so it's not pulling them out. But if I put an empty one in there, it is a valid destination. It'll pull it out and stick it in. Meanwhile, this thing is trying to extract whatever's in there. But the compressor has been very nicely programmed so that it doesn't let you pull out a non-full tank. Once it's full, the extractor can pull it out and send it up to the ender chest. So let's make 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What is it, steel? If I remember correctly. Uses. Yes. Oop, what'd I get? I didn't get the steel I needed. There we go. So here is one empty oxygen tank. If I toss that in here, it's going to get extracted out, sent down here. There, it's filling up. It's not being pulled out. It won't get pulled out till it's full. And then when it does, it'll get sent back to the ender chest. And that is it, my friends. That is all it takes, whoops, to get this going. Seal up the wall, put this down, crouch right click to make it pump water into here, so that'll fill that back up. Everything is now running. And this thing does have full selection of speed upgrades, so it can keep up with the compressor. Otherwise, the compressor will drain all the oxygen and be starving for more. It probably doesn't need, I know it doesn't need full 8 upgrades, speed upgrades, but I went ahead and gave it a full complement. So as soon as this is done, it's almost there. And there. Oop, and it's gone. And it will show up in here. Isn't that neat? Now all we need to do is get a ender pouch, crouch right click the ender pouch on that ender chest, and then wherever we are, even on the moon, we have access to the oxygen tanks. We can swap out grab some full ones, swap out our empties, and toss the empties back in here, and they'll get refilled. So oxygen on the moon, we're set. Get rid of the project chest. Oops. So that is our oxygen supply. I think I need to pretty it a bit up. I did put this stripe down, so it goes well with the blocks here and all the other decorations. But I think it needs some sort of frame around it or something to make it look a bit more in theme. Maybe cover it up with some of the green venting or something. I don't know. I'll think about that. But that means... oh, we do need thermal, maybe. Thermal stuff, these things. Thermal padding. And that takes any wool with redstone. Okay, that's cheap enough. Let's go get some wool. I think I might have some. Doesn't matter what color. 4 stacks of that is way too much. I will control how much I make with these. There we go. So now make the chest plate, the pants, the helmet, and the boots. And let's toss those on. Don't know if you need those for the moon. I know you need them for Mars. But you might need them for the moon too. But I'll go ahead and make them. And now I guess we are ready. I've got my porter so I can get... oh, yes. I want to be able to get there and back again without having to rocket every time. So we should make some RF Tools teleporters. I want to dial. So let's put these down here. We'll give them names. This is Moon Launch. And this one is Moon Landing. Alright. My dialer, Moon Launch, is going to dial home. Dial. So this will take me back to my base. So I can pick this up and put it down anywhere, and it'll take me back home. And this one I'll set up later when I want to get back to the moon. Alright, so that should do it. Take those. They do keep their settings, so if I put it down again, it still says Moon Launch, dialed to Nonsanity. Doesn't have any power in it. Let me temporarily hook it up just to give it a charge. Same with this one. Fully charged, fully charged. All right. And I've got the wherewithal with me to hook them up to my remote power once they're safely ensconced on the moon. And they'll come back for other things that I need. So, I think we're ready to go. Let me do some last-minute safety checks, and I'll be right back. All right, I got the report from the range safety officer. Is everything clear?
Yes.
All right, we're clear. Thank you, range safety officer. Time to open up the silo. Oh, there's the moon right there. Ooh, sorry, before we lose it. My last check. Oxygen tanks fully loaded. Everything's set. Okay, let's get in. All right, ready for the countdown?
Yes.
20, 19,
18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12,
Final flight
11,
check.
10,
LEM.
9, 8,
Set to go.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Hold on to your lunch. 0.
blast off!
Woo. I like this. I like this launch tube. This is awesome.
Up we go.
Nice launch. Mm-hmm. Just wish that it would show me my world map. For some reason, it never does. It just shows me that generic icon. I think it might change once you've been in space once. This makes me want to play some more Star Maid. There it is. Coming for you. You can see over on the left there, that's my altitude. As soon as I get to the top, it should bring me the menu and ask me where I want to go.
We're almost
there we go.
Woo.
All right.
So many choices.
Well, the red ones we can't go to yet, unfortunately. We can go to the overworld, we can go to Mars, we can go to the asteroids. Actually, I can't make it to Mars or the asteroids yet. Mars needs a Tier 2 rocket, and asteroids need Tier 3. To do all that, I need to go to go to the moon and search the moon dungeons for plans for a better rocket. Which is a silly way to get a better rocket, but hey. So you can make a space station if you have iron, aluminum, tin, and advanced wafers. But that's not what I'm doing. I want to go to the moon.
To the moon we go!
To the moon. Launch. Oh, well, there I was without a spaceship. All right, we're coming down.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down a little bit, but I still need to get down, so... Till I see the ground, I can go a little bit fast. Oh, there's something coming up. Looks like it's nighttime. Great. I won't know how far I am. That's okay. I don't need to save fuel. I can mash. Okay, there's the... I can mash the button as long as I want. Coming down. We made it.
Perfect landing.
We are on the moon. Time to get out.
No explosions.
No explosions. Leaving my footprints. And let's get out my rocket in case I want to reuse it. And I hear some zombies on the ground here somewhere. Well, let's put down my teleporter.
Looks like there's a bunch beneath you.
Probably. Yeah, I like how things float. Get some power cable. And my last RF exciter. I should have checked to see if I had more of those. Come down here. Put that on. And put my transmitter, my receiver. That is still set to home. So I should be able to hop into here. Oh, it was interrupted. Because I went too high. Walk into it. Okay, here we go. Bye-bye, moon. And I'm back home again.
And we're back.
Well, falling through the world. I don't have my terrestrial legs on yet. I'm still... the gravity is so heavy on Earth in comparison to the moon. It's pulling me to the center of the Earth. Yeah, I think... there we go.
Okay.
Definitely had a communication issue there.
I was about to say, how long does it take to get to the middle of the Earth?
Well, I don't know what the negative Y value is. I can't even use my elevator. All right.
Oop, we're back.
Yep. Definitely.
We've lost signal. Oh, what the?
Definitely having some network lag here.
We appeared all the way over here.
Well, I took the elevator. It finally just couldn't decide whether to let me use it or not. All right, so where is moon landing? Here it is. It's on the moon.
Moon.
Dial the moon. Looks green. Check my oxygen. Still good. Here we go. Back up to the moon.
Up we go!
And there we are.
And we're back.
I can get here and head back anytime I want. And that just sank into the moon dust.
Well, it is dust, as you just said.
Yeah, it's usually not that deep, though. They were worried about that. You know how the real lander has big round feet? They were designed to give it the most stability. And, you know, because the surface would be, when they knew it was dusty, they knew it wasn't going to sink. But they wanted to make sure it would land softly. In fact, it piloted down so softly that the legs, which were supposed to collapse as a one-use shock absorber, didn't collapse at all. And that first step was like a 4-foot leap to the ground. But it didn't sink.
It's still going deeper. At least if you're still in it, you wouldn't be suffocating yet.
Yep. Well, my oxygen and my map are interfering with each other. Let's see. Zoom out. See if there is a moon dungeon close by. That would be very convenient if there was.
Yes, very.
But it's having some trouble loading. Ooh, is that one right there?
Is it?
That is.
It is.
Convenience.
Yes.
Fall. Faster.
We are on the moon. Gravity's lighter here. We fall much slower.
All the torches that don't work anymore.
Zombie.
And a creeper.
Hello, creeper.
Space creeper.
Ah.
This would be awesome if I get a tier 2 rocket plans right away. Oh, there's no... Let's go around the corner here. Hello, you.
There's skeletons in this room and a lot of spiderwebs.
Yeah, and he's got double...
Yes, they all had double bows.
They are annoying.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. They are annoying. They keep on knocking us into the spider webs.
They're surviving just because I can't get to them.
Yes. Every time we go around a corner, we always find a torch on the floor.
And that can't be a real dead end. Ah, it isn't. Alright, boss fight.
Giant skeleton.
He seems to be working better than he did before.
He sounds hilarious. He's just screaming at us.
Got him. Now he spins around for a little bit, spews out lots of experience, and explodes. Might as well pick this up.
I wonder if he had a real name, would it be Jack?
I don't know. Did I get the key? I did get the key. Tier 1 dungeon key. And plug it in. Open it up. Tier 2 rocket. Excellent.
Yay!
Though I sort of do want the moon buggy as well. But that's good. Don't really need any more of these. I've got all these.
You don't need string or a saddle.
Well, I got some string. Might as well stack it. Alright. So, head back. That was a very short trip to the moon. I don't have to come back to the moon anymore. Well, unless I want the moon buggy. I'll find another dungeon. But now I can go to Mars. And I'm flying through the world again.
Down, down, down we go. We just passed bedrock. I just saw it.
I know. It's negative. Last time we got it to negative 800. At least. Alright. Well, thank you, Range Safety, for helping me out with my flight to the moon.
You're welcome.
And I'll be back in a bit. Alright. I've cleaned the moon dust off. Putting the landing pad I brought back with me from the moon. There we go. It's hooked up to my fuel loader. I'm going to keep the rocket out because I'm going to go ahead and make the tier 2 rocket while I'm at it. Let's change out my oxygen tanks. They're not down far, but might as well fill them back up. Working just fine. So I've got my tier 2 schematic. And I think we just go here, drop it in this slot, and say unlock schematic. And now I've got both a tier 1 rocket and the tier 2 rocket. So now I can make this one. And what it takes to make it. Tier 1, I guess it only shows the tier 1 in here. No, here we go. Tier 3, where's the tier 2? Moon buggy, tier 2. So I need the heavy, oh that's right, I need the heavy duty plate, which uses the meteoric iron. That you can only get from the moon. So I found the best way to do that is to set up a moon base and just sort of camp out in it. And that'll give that'll keep the area chunk loaded to let meteors come down. Actually, it's not just a chunk loading, you have to actually be nearby for the meteors to fall. So I'm going to actually, oh, how did I get so hungry? I just ate. Very strange. Whoa. What hit me? Close that. Keep the snow off the landing pad. I was messing around with Essentialcraft earlier. Nothing going on in here? Doesn't seem to be. I'll show you what I was doing. I think I did talk about this setup. I'm pretty sure I did. Tell me if I didn't. I've lost track. But this thing only runs when this thing needs power. And it's fully maxed out. Now I haven't been using power for anything, so this hasn't been running over here. But when it does, I did put down this Death Fork extractor, and I've broken it, and when I break it, you lose the catalyst. Either that or maybe it had already run out of the catalyst, I guess. That's possible. So I need to put a new catalyst in there. But if it has a catalyst, then anytime something dies nearby, and that's what this setup is designed to do, is kill Endermen, as you can see. It generates time sand, which it puts in this well of time, which currently only has a mere 6 minutes, 1 second left in it. That's because this turtle is pumping it up into this bedrockium drum, which has 197 buckets. Now, it'd be nice if I could just slap a pipe onto this thing and pipe it out, but it does not accept pipes. You can, just like with a bucket on a barrel, you can grab it, you can put it in. So now there's 16 minutes, and then the turtle just pumped it out and back up into the bedrockium drum. So 197, put it down here, and in every 5 seconds the turtle moves a bucket up. There, 197 again. That took me I had some problems getting this set up to work. I knew I could manually move it from here up to here. And I couldn't put a pipe on it. So I thought, all right, an activator. Well, we don't have thermal expansion. Look at my hunger going down still. I'm just going to keep the food on me for the time being. There we go. So I tried we don't have thermal expansion, so I don't have its activator. But if you do a search for activator, Essentialcraft 3 has one. I said, hey, well, this is the Essentialcraft 3 room. Let's try that. I put a bucket in it. It successfully, when you give it a redstone signal, bucketed some of the time sand out. And time sand is really cool. Watch this. Zoom. Pick it up. Put it down. Pick it up. Put it down. I really like that. It has a cool look to it. So it was picking up the time sand into the bucket, and then next time I got a redstone signal, it'd put the time sand back into the well. So I said, all right, well, now I just got to get the bucket out of there into another activator that's aimed at the bedrockium drum, and it'll put the time sand into the bedrockium drum, and then I just need a little bit of filters to move the empty or full buckets in the right direction. We've got it working. But as soon as I put down any sort of pipe next to the EssentialCraft 3 activator, the server crashes. And it crashes hard. So as soon as this chunk reloads, which, because I've got a chunk loader right there, happens as soon as the server reboots, it would crash again. So I had to download the world, MC edit out the pipe, and put it all back up together. And then it was good. I did some testing in a single-player world and crashed it several times. So that wasn't going to work. So then I tried a turtle. Well, not a turtle. Excuse me. A robot. This is Open Computers, not Computercraft. So I made a new robot here, which, what is his name? Loader. 1340. Ah, that's a good name. Didn't even notice that. So Loader here was loading the time sand into the bucket with a problem. Let me put a bunch in here so we can see this run a few times. Look inside. Watch what happens. That was a little fast, but this is the bucket it's holding. You notice for a moment there were 2 buckets. When it clicks the bucket on the time well, a second bucket appears up here with time sand in it. I swap the 2 buckets, click the time sand bucket on the drum, which empties it out, but I still have 2 buckets, 2 empty buckets at that point. So that's what the trash can's for. There's 2 bugs here. It clicks an empty bucket on this, which creates a second bucket that's full of time sand. So it has a full one and an empty one. I swap the 2 so that it's now holding the bucket with the time sand in it, and I click the barrel. The barrel gets time sand, but the bucket that the robot is holding doesn't empty, so I'm still got a full and an empty bucket in the robot. But I have successfully moved a bucket of time sand up to the drum. So it's basically created a extra bucket with time sand in it. I could have the robot just keep clicking that same full bucket onto the barrel, and it will keep filling the barrel up, and it'll never use up. It's basically clicking it as if it was in creative mode with a bucket. It doesn't empty the bucket. So that's a bug. But I didn't want to use the bug. So the next step in the robot's program is to trash that extra bucket full of time sand in the trash can and go back to its empty bucket. So if we cancel the program, which is Control-Alt-C, or on a Mac, Control-Option-C, edit the program. So after I get a link to robot, get a link to component, and get a link to the inventory controller module, which is this green guy down here, this sort of green circuity looking chest. While true do, so keep doing it, robot use down, so it's going to use the empty bucket it's holding on the well. Inventory equip takes the selected slot and swaps it with whatever it's holding. So when I do the use down, all of a sudden up here we get a bucket with time sand in it. And this is still here. Equip swaps them. So we have an empty bucket here, time sand bucket here. Use up, it uses the time sand bucket on the bedrockium drum above it, which doesn't change its inventory at all, unfortunately. It does the equip again, swapping them one more time. So this is now the full and this is the empty. And then it drops the full one into the trash can and sleeps for 5 seconds. So there are 2 different dupe bugs, and this manages to account for both of them. So it now works as it should. It moves buckets of time sand from the well to the barrel, but it doesn't generate anything extra. And anything it does generate extra, it throws away. And I'm almost out of food again. I do not know what's causing this. I'll have to look that up after this scene. So by the time you're watching, I probably know. I probably just need to relog. So anyway, if this ever starts back up again, I should be able to start stockpiling time sand in this bedrockium drum. Then later I can have it filling up a well of time and then using that to power up tools and whatnot. I still haven't gotten any farther in this thing. I know there's a bunch of interesting stuff in it. I will get to it eventually. So, as I walked through the doors, that was actually a big cut, but some time went by there. But we're going to wrap the episode up here. I did make some permanent teleporters to get me to the moon and back, so I can go through those and get to the moon. But what I need to do is get the meteoric iron. So I'm going to be building, as soon as I stop lagging here, I'm going to be building a little moon base here. I don't like the way this looks, but it'll do for now. And as I'm building it, meteors will land around me, and I'll go around and I'll find them and gather them up, and that'll give me what I need to make the Tier 2 rocket. And then next time we're going to Mars. So we'll just sort of rocket through, pun intended, Galacticraft and get it all done rather quickly. Looks like there is a meteor right there. So grab that one. Got it. Alright, well, this is Nonsanity, signing off. Take care, be good, and see you next time.